It's 2 a.m. and you're lying in bed, completely relaxed. And then, out of nowhere, your brain hits play on a memory from 11 years ago. You said something awkward in front of your whole class. You tripped in the hallway. You sent that text to the wrong person. And suddenly your face is hot, your stomach drops, and you're wide awake, replaying every second of it like it happened 5 minutes ago. Nobody else remembers it. The people who were there probably forgot within a week. But your brain has apparently decided this moment deserves a permanent front row seat in your stray memory, ready to play on demand at the worst possible times for years. Why does this happen? Why does your mind protect you from forgetting your car keys but refuses to let go of the time you laughed at the wrong moment in a meeting? There's a very specific reason your brain does this. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's happening inside your head every time that memory hits play. And more importantly, how to finally turn it off. Think about the last time this happened to you. Maybe you were just about to fall asleep. Maybe you were in the shower doing absolutely nothing important, and then it hit, that one moment. Maybe it was small. You waved at someone who wasn't waving at you. Maybe it was bigger. You said something in an argument that you wish you could take back forever. Here's the strange part. If you tried to remember what you had for lunch 3 days ago, you probably couldn't. If you tried to remember the name of someone you met at a party last month, you'd probably blank. Your brain forgets thousands of pieces of information every single day without even asking your permission. But that one embarrassing moment, crystal clear. No, the exact words, the exact reaction on people's faces, even tiny detail, what you were wearing, what song was playing, the exact tone of someone's voice when they laughed. This isn't a coincidence, and it isn't because you're too sensitive or overthinking, even though that's what people usually tell you. There is something happening inside your nervous system in that exact moment of embarrassment that is fundamentally different from an ordinary memory being formed. And here's where it gets even more interesting. This replaying doesn't just happen randomly. It tends to show up at very specific times. Right before you're about to try something new. Right before a social situation. Right when you're about to put yourself out there again. Almost like your brain is timing it on purpose. Is that possible? Could your own mind actually be using these memories against you deliberately as some kind of internal warning system? The answer is yes. And once you understand the mechanism behind it, you'll never look at your own overthinking the same way again. Because it was never really overthinking at all. It was your brain running a very old, very specific survival program. One that was designed thousands of years before social media, classrooms, or awkward work meetings ever existed. To understand why this program still runs today, we have to go back to what embarrassment actually is at a biological level. And it's sanely not what most people think. Embarrassment isn't just an emotion. To your brain, it's a threat signal. Specifically, a threat to your social survival. Thousands of years ago, humans didn't survive alone. Being part of a group meant protection, food, and safety. Being rejected or humiliated in front of the group could mean being cast out. And being cast out could mean death. And so your brain evolved a very sensitive alarm system for anything that might damage your social, your standing. That alarm system is embarrassment. When something humiliating happens, your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for, detecting danger, reacts almost exactly the same way it would if you were in physical danger. It floods your body with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart races, your face gets hot, you want to disappear. Here's the key part. When the amygdala is highly activated during an event, it signals another part of your brain called the hippocampus to encode that memory with extra strength. This is the same system responsible for why people remember exactly where they were during a major shocking event, but forget where they were on an ordinary Tuesday. Strong emotion equals strong memory. Your brain isn't malfunctioning when it replays your embarrassing moment. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. Permanently store a danger event so you never repeat the mistake that caused it. But there's a second layer to this. Psychologists call the tendency to replay negative experiences rumination. And rumination exists for a reason too. It's your brain's attempt at problem solving. Every time you replay that moment, some part of your mind is trying to answer a question. What should I have done differently? And how do I avoid this happening again? The problem is, this system was built for physical, life or death threats, not for a comment you made in a group chat, or a joke that didn't land in front of coworkers. Your brain doesn't know the difference between, I might get kicked out of the tribe and die, and someone side-eyed me after I mispronounced a word. It treats both the same way, as urgent, reality threat that need to be remembered in painful detail, forever, just in case. This is also why the replay usually hits hardest when you're trying to relax, like right before falling asleep. Your brain uses those quiet, unfocused moments to do threat review, scanning back through recent and long-term memories for anything socially risky, so it can warn you before you make the same mistake again. So in a strange way, your brain replaying that memory isn't punishment, become protection. Misguided, outdated, overly sensitive protection, but protection nonetheless. But here's what almost nobody talks about. The replaying isn't actually about the past at all. It's about something happening in your present, and that's where this gets personal. Here's the twist. The intensity of your embarrassing memory replays isn't actually determined by how bad the original moment was. It's determined by how you currently feel about yourself. This is the part almost nobody realizes. Two people can experience the exact same embarrassing moment, say, tripping in front of a group of strangers, and one person will forget about it within a day, while the other will replay it for years. The difference isn't the event. The difference is self-esteem, and more specifically, something psychologists call self-concept threat. If the embarrassing moment confirms a fear you already have about yourself, that you're saying, not smart enough, not likable enough, not competent enough, your brain treats that memory as far more dangerous because it's not just an awkward moment. It's evidence supporting a belief you're already secretly afraid is true about you. Your brain isn't just storing an event. It's storing a confirmation of your worst internal narrative, and it will keep pulling that evidence back up anytime that narrative gets triggered again. This is why the replays tend to increase during periods when your confidence is already low. Before a big presentation, after a breakup, during a stressful job search, right after a mistake at work. Your brain isn't randomly torturing you. It's using old evidence to justify a current fear. And here's the part that changes everything. This means the memory replay isn't really about the past event at all. It's a mirror. It's showing you what you're currently insecure about, right now in this moment of your life. The embarrassing moment from years ago is just the file your brain pulls out of the cabinet, and because it matches the emotional keyword you're currently searching for. Think about it this way. If you're currently worried about being judged in your career, your brain won't randomly replay a memory about your appearance. It'll pull up a memory about looking incompetent in front of others. If you're currently worried about being unlovable, it won't pull up a memory about a work mistake. It'll pull up a memory connected to rejection. So your brain is, in a very real sense, cross-referencing your current fears with your memory archive and handing you the most relevant, embarrassing result, like a search engine of your own insecurity. This also explains why simply trying to forget never works. You're not fighting a memory, you're fighting a belief. And beliefs don't get erased by ignoring them. They get replaced, slowly, by new evidence that contradicts them. Once you understand this, the entire experience shifts. That painful 2ASM replay isn't proof that you're broken or overly sensitive. It's a signal, a very specific, very personal signal about what part of your self-image needs attention right now. And that changes exactly how you should respond to it. So how do you actually stop this from hijacking your peace of mind? First, stop treating the replay as random. The next time an embarrassing memory pops into your head, pause and ask, what am I currently insecure about that this memory is connected to? So that question alone shifts you from passively suffering through the memory to actively understanding it. And understanding is the first step to disarming it. Second, give your brain a different job. And rumination happens because your mind thinks it's still solving the problem. So solve it on purpose. Once, write down what actually happened, what you'd do differently, and consciously tell yourself, this has been reviewed. Case closed. It sounds simple, but it gives your brain the signal it's been looking for, so it doesn't need to keep reopening the file. Third, and most importantly, work on the belief underneath the memory, not the memory itself. If the replay is connected to a fear of being seen as incompetent, your goal isn't to forget the embarrassing moment. It's to build new evidence that contradicts the fear. Every time you show up, try again, and succeed even a little, you're literally giving your brain a newer, stronger memory to reference, instead of the old one. Here's the truth. The people you're afraid still remember your most embarrassing moment probably don't. They're busy replaying their own. Everyone is the main character of their own highlight reel of shame, quietly assuming everyone else is watching, when in reality, almost nobody is. Your brain replaying that memory was never a punishment. It was an outdated bodyguard, still working an old shift, trying to protect a version of you that doesn't need that kind of protection anymore. And so next time that 2A1M replay starts, don't fight it. Thank it for trying to help, and then gently remind it you're not in danger anymore. If this video helped you understand your own mind a little better, drop a comment and share the memory your brain just won't let go of. You might be surprised how many people are dealing with the exact same one. Because the moment you stop hiding from it is the exact moment it stops controlling you. Yeah.